Hi, this is Rex with WeSellGPSTrackers.com. We're here today to do a video on our new tracking device. It's a breadcrumb trail tracker. I'll actually show you a breadcrumb trail of where you've been and where you're going, how fast, all types of information. Here's a picture of it beside our smartphone, so you can see it's just a very small device. It actually, we prefer it to be hardwired in. It can be plug and play, but we actually prefer the hardwired process because it's a whole lot more dependable and a whole lot more adaptable. So we are here in our car. We're getting ready to go for a drive, and what we've got is we can do actually a street view, we can do a breadcrumb trail, we can do a lot of different things with our smartphone. So we're going to start out and we're going to do a locate of where we're exactly at, because these GPS trackers will show you exactly where we are and how fast we're going. They'll do hard braking, hard cornering, fast acceleration. Everything you want to know about a vehicle that you put this tracker in, you can just about find out. So we're going to do a locate on it. And right here we are at about 29th and California Street is where we're at, in a parking lot. We're going to go for a drive, and we can show you where we're going, how fast we're going, what speed. So let's go for a drive. We're getting ready to turn on to 29th Street, and we're going to do a locate and a speed, and it'll show a breadcrumb trail of where we've been, where we're going to. This is really super handy. If you have a fleet of vehicles, you can put this on. It'll actually, you can tell if you have a driver out that's hard driving, hard braking, where he's been, where he's headed to, you know, what his exact location is. You know, if you got somebody that doesn't exactly want to show up for work on time, or says he's someplace where he isn't, you can pinpoint his exact location, driving habits. You can actually do a report card on his driving habits, so it'll show you how he's been driving, you know, if he's a good driver, bad driver, safe driver, and that may be really helpful for your insurance. Let's go ahead and do a speed of where we're at so we can show this. Hold on to that. Let me zero on that. So if you can see there, we're going, how fast we're going?
We're going 26 in a 35.
We're doing 26 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone. This tracker will actually, you can set it up to send you a text if you have a driver speeding. The posted speed limit, let's say he's driving through a small town and his posted speed limit's 35, he's doing 45 through that zone. If you set it up to send you an email or a text, it'll text you and say, hey, this guy has just been speeding right now. You can call him up and say, you need to slow down. This is just a super neat deal. We're going to turn on a street here. It'll show us turning. It'll show our speed. It'll show where we're headed to. We're going to pull up here and park, and since we started, we'll show you a breadcrumb trail where we've been. This also works really good if you've got children that are going to school. You can actually monitor their driving habits, monitor where they're at. You know, you can set up what is called a geofence, which is an imaginary line you can put around a, you know, draw a circle or draw a square or rectangle around their route to and from school, to and from work. If they cross that imaginary boundary, you'll get a text or an email alert, or both, and it'll tell you that, you know, they went outside this boundary that you'd set up for them. So that's really a neat deal. You know, if your children are going to and from school and they're driving a car, they're just starting out driving, it's a really good tool where you can actually monitor their driving habits and where they're at. Here we are at Lake Shawnee. Go ahead and pull up.
Now it's showing us right by the lake.
And there you can see that we went right. You've seen us prior to where we're at. We're seen there. And you can actually pull up the breadcrumb trail. And this is all done from just a standard smartphone.
Here's the breadcrumb trail.
And there's a breadcrumb trail of actually, if I can get the best shot of it, so you can see exactly where we were and where we are now, and it shows we're stopped. get a good picture of this. So, do a locate, different, as it got time, do speed. What's speed?
24 miles an hour to 25.
Now this updates every minute. This is set up on a 1 minute interval. There's 2 minute, there's 1 minute, and 30-second intervals. So every time this car stops, if we turn off the ignition and restart, it puts us down as a start and a stop position. And also you can do what they call a bird's eye view. So do a bird's eye view.
Okay.
And what this does is it shows you on a Google map or a Bing map exactly where that vehicle is. It is not in live time, but it is off a geo map, so you can get a general idea of what the vicinity they're in. You know, what type of area they're in, if they're in a residential area, if they're in a public area, or if they're, you know, just a picture where they're at, which is really handy if you have a fleet vehicle and you want to know if they're where they're at, and they say they're at a, you know, a residence working, and it shows up that they're at the lake, you know, fishing. You can easily determine what geographic area they're in. And so here is actually a bird's eye view of where we're at, street view, I guess is what you'd call it, of being right here. So, again, you can set up a map on these. You know, you can look at them in different viewpoints, different maps of where they're at, where they're going, where they've been. If you've got a fleet of vehicles that you want to see which driver is the closest to a particular area, you can see them on a grid map of exactly where each driver is. You can set it up with different colored icons for each vehicle, so it's easy to spot them out. Just amazing, amazing technology. So again, we're going to go for a drive because we're stopped here. We're going to show you the breadcrumb trail again of how just really cool this is. And if you're just out and about for a Sunday afternoon drive, you can you can keep track of your kids or wherever, whoever's vehicles this is in. You can just keep track of them and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Also set up for an after hours if you have an employee that you think might be using your company vehicle to go to the casino or go see his girlfriend 3 hours away. And that happens all the time. You can take your company vehicle, so if it is actually started after 5 o'clock, it'll send you a text and email. You can track this vehicle, see exactly where it's at. You know, on commercial vehicles, if you have a PTO engagement, you can hook up a light to that. They'll actually tell you when the PTO has been turned on, how long it's been on, when it turns off. And like I said, if you got a you know, employee that's not supposed to be driving the vehicle after hours because of, you know, specific reasons, well, you can actually get that point blank and monitor their driving habits really, really closely. This is technology that we've never seen before. It's just a way of life anymore, so you'll be able to keep track of what you have and your assets. If you've got equipment you want to put a GPS tracker on, we sell trackers that will actually you know, monitor equipment. They're not as in-depth as these. They're just a battery operated tracker, so that they check in every day, so you can check on a piece of equipment you have. If you leave a piece of equipment set, a trailer set, any asset that you have that you leave set, you can put a battery operated tracker on it. It'll actually monitor and keep that device where you want it to be, or if it is moved or stolen, it'll let you know where it's at, and you can track it down and recover that piece of equipment. Now, again, we're going to do the breadcrumb trail. We're driving around the lake. We'll exactly see where we're going to go, show the breadcrumb trail of where we're headed to and where we've been. And also, we can do a street view of it. I have these trackers on leased vehicles that I own, and these things absolutely work amazing. I'll be driving down the road, and at any given time, my smartphone, I can tell you where my leased vehicles are at, how they're driving, what speed they're driving, do a monitor test on their driving habits. Okay, And here we go again with the breadcrumb trail, exactly where we're at, where we've been, and where we're setting at. So there again, just an amazing technology. Again, this is Rex with WeSellGPSTrackers.com. Check us out on the web. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.